I made 20 grand in profit flipping cars, and I want to show you exactly how I did it, my techniques, so if you believe in yourself, you can do it as well. I'm making this video so those of you at home who are hands-on, confident, have a little bit of know-how, want to make some extra money on the side, can maybe get some tips and tricks from this video and apply it to make some extra profits, but no risk, no reward. Listen up, take what you can from this video as I go through 4 different examples of cars I flipped, exactly how much I spent, exactly what I had to do to bring the value of the cars up and get them sold to make a total of $20,000 profit. There are 4 cars in particular that I want to talk about, and I'm going to save the best till last. So hang in there, because each car has different things that it needed and different skill sets required to complete the task. The most important thing when flipping cars for a profit is knowing the market. Knowing which car to buy, figuring out what it needs to bring the value up, and then creating your ad online to maximize profits. Finding the right deal is the most important aspect of this whole process. Obviously, you want to buy cheap and sell high, and there's many different places online and in person that you can find deals to get done. The obvious ones: Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Gumtree, trading posts, your local supermarket boards, and if you're super keen, knocking on people's doors that have forgotten about cars in the driveway with grass growing around them. Another great place to find a bargain is online auctions, including Gray's Online, Mannheim Auction, Pickles, and others I probably don't know about. The first example I'm going to talk to you about is this 1993 XG Ford Falcon Ute that I purchased from Mannheim Auctions. I had one of these cars a while back that I also bought from the auctions and made money on, but we're not talking about that one today. So with this XG, we ended up making a total profit of $3,500. The initial purchase price of the car was $1,200, and we ended up selling it for $6,200, leaving the total profit to $3,500. Second to getting into the right deal is presentation of the car. Cars that are neat, clean, polished, vacuumed, detailed, touched up, always catch the eye of potential buyers. There's nothing more off-putting than a car that has visual defects, scratches, dents, faded paint, dirty interiors, and is just overall poorly presented. This is one of the biggest factors that can make a car's perceived value less. So immediately with this XG, I noticed from the photos, which were quite crap, that the car was pretty straight. Hard to find these cars in good condition. Most of them have rust, scraped up the side, but after scrolling for many hours, I found this one which had potential. So I followed the auction, thinking that it would go for a lot more at the final bid. This car sold to me for around $1,200. I then had to pay for the car to be towed to my house, which was a further $300, bringing the total up to $1,500. I got cleaning straight away, testing out some cut and polish, which brings back the paint to life again, almost giving it a light sand and bringing back the gloss. The lights were also faded, so I decided to buy some brand new aftermarket replacements for $200 on eBay. I then went down to my local auto barn, who mixed up a paint can to match the factory color for small little touch-ups. I touched up all the chips on the bonnet and a few places where the paint had flaked off. I cut and polished the whole car, bringing its shine back to life again, and the results were amazing. I took the car in for a roadworthy inspection, which was $180, and they gave me a list of things that the car needed, which was not very extensive, including rear shocks, wiper blades, a few light globes, and she was ready to hit the road. So that in total cost me another $400. The paint and polish together were another $200. Having no cover for the back, I jumped online and bought a brand new cover for the back of this ute for $150. I put the car on club registration and drove it around for a while, fixing a few little problems here and there, bringing the value of this thing up. So just because I bought this car for $1,200 doesn't mean it's worth $2,000 now. A lot of people underestimate what they are worth, not to mention their cars if they're looked after properly. And in most cases, if you put the price up higher, it might attract more attention, as people will see the car as being one of the better ones. And at the end of the day, After their thorough inspection, it's their choice whether to hand over the money or not. You just have to tick all the boxes to make sure that a final deal is done. Presentation is so important when listing the car online. Making sure the photos are clear, the car is detailed properly, vacuumed, and presented well is paramount to achieving the best price possible. As you can see here, I've taken the photos in a twilight setting, showing off the gloss on the paintwork, adding some tire shine to make those wheels pop. I listed the car up for $6,700 with a roadworthy certificate and ended up selling the car for $6,200 without a roadworthy, bringing the total profit to $3,500. One technique that I think is essential to finding a good deal is always checking online at the recently listed ads. You can sort in a browser from recently listed or cheapest price, and I always choose recently listed because everyone being in a different circumstance of life puts up their cars for different amounts. Some people need cash quickly, some people also don't know what they have, and if you can jump on these deals before someone else does, that's where the real money is to be made. And this next example is exactly what happened. One of my previous addictions was to continually check Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree for recently listed Ford Falcons. I would literally refresh it every single hour and have a look. And one technique that I use, which is rather risky, but has paid off again and again, is committing to a car sight unseen and leaving a deposit. Or at least saying to the person, I will take it, I'm on the way. And then when you get there, you can thoroughly check over the car, and if you're happy with it, make the purchase. If not, you can walk away. Yes, it is risky, and that's not for everyone, but most things in life take a bit of a risk to get a higher reward. So if you're not interested in taking any risks at all, continue with your day job, making just above or minimum wage. One morning after waking up and checking recently listed on Facebook Marketplace, I came across this black AUXR6 that was for sale with roadworthy and 3-month registration for only $3,000. Looking pretty clean in the photos, I immediately messaged the seller saying, I will take the car, I will come ASAP. My nice brother gave me a lift down there and we handed over the money and drove this car home. Having a roadworthy certificate was amazing because the car got transferred straight into my name and I was able to drive it. In completely factory stock condition and in pretty good nick, I definitely scored a great bargain. Knowing that presentation is key, I then started browsing Marketplace for better wheels for this car. Having the standard 16-inch wheels on this car was not that flattering, and I know to make this car pop and to turn heads or grab attention, it needed some 19-inch silver argents, which come out on the FG FPV models. I came across a set of reproduction 20-inch silver argents for $1,000 and immediately went to pick them up. It transformed the car completely, going from a standard looking boring AUXR6 into a cool looking cruiser. I spent countless hours cleaning the car and refining small little things that needed to be improved. I had some old lowered springs from an old AU that I used to own, so I threw those in and wow, what a difference. Transferring the car, I also opted for slimline black number plates, which give the car a classier look, especially being black on black. After enjoying the car for a while, I listed it online for $9,500, taking some photos in the shade, again showing off the gloss of the paint, the cleanliness of the car, and the inquiries started flooding in. Knowing that the car was roadworthy, I also offered it with a roadworthy for added buyer's peace of mind. I had an offer for $9,000 and I accepted it. My roadworthy certificate had expired, so I had to get that redone, which cost me another $400. So in total, this car cost $4,780. It sold for $9,000, which is a total profit of $4,250. Another win. The next project, believe it or not, I bought by accident. So again, browsing Marketplace for recently listed ads, I noticed a guy in Bendigo listed 5 XF Falcons and 1 XE Falcon for $1,200 each. He posted a photo of all 5 of them and said $1,200 each, message for more pics. And I was interested in the Burgundy XE. I messaged him and said, hey, I'm interested in the red one, can you send more pics? And he sent me photos of this red XF. After going through the pics, seeing that the car was poorly presented, I knew this had potential. I also go off a bit of intuition and this car was speaking to me. Hey.
lately I've been on the go. Stu was home away from home. Inner teed up on my own. Load up the beat, bitch, I'm in my zone. I feel alive today. Don't fuck up my vibe today. Don't come in.
Knowing that red paint polishes up the best out of all the paints, especially the XF Falcon being a single stage red, I knew that this car would buff up brilliantly, and that it did. Having quite a bit wrong with it and not running, I'm taking a big risk. We bring the car home and immediately started polishing on the paint, and it was so satisfying. Check out the before and after. I spent about $150 on polish, microfiber towels, and buffing pads. We replaced the tail lights with non-cracked versions, which was about $200. Again, we ordered aftermarket reproduction headlights, which were another $200. We found out that the head gasket of the engine was blown and we had to replace that, getting the cylinder head shaved and buying a brand new multi-layer steel gasket, doing all the work ourselves at home, costing around $400, not including time. We had a can of paint made up in the original red from Autobahn, touching up any paint chips, and we completely redid the rear bumper, which had damage, using a soldering iron to re-weld the plastic and some filler. We used about $30 in sandpaper, and we ended up hooking the car up with a full set of door handles, as half of the doors in this car didn't work, and that was another $50. We threw on some $45 seat covers, and we also had to replace the windscreen, which had a big crack in it, which came to $200. Total spent on this car, not including probably over 50 hours of our time, maybe more. We spent about $2,500 on this car altogether. I was going to buy some side strips for the car, but unable to find any, I decided to paint on a thin black side strip. I repainted all the door surrounding blacks again and moldings, giving it a much cleaner look. I used a wet vacuum to thoroughly clean the interior, bringing out 25 years of dirt and grime, bringing the seats back to life. We also emptied the fuel tank completely, replaced the fuel filter, and filled it up with some fresh juice. We chopped the rear springs for a slightly lowered look, and again did some killer photos of the car now that it was running and driving good, and we listed it up for $8,500. Inbox flooded. We had about 50 people message in the first day, and the first guy that came had a look at the car thoroughly and test drove it, bought it on the spot. The car sold for $8,000, making a total profit of $5,475. But the car that made the most profit out of all, you wouldn't believe, is this old Mazda 323 that I picked up, a 1980 model Super Deluxe. I've had a few of these cars over the years, so I know quite a bit about them. And this one here, listing for $1,500, I had to snap it up straight away. Being an original 5-speed manual with a rare taco dash, a fairly straight body, again with faded paint, I jumped on this one immediately. I had to rent a trailer for $200, get my brother to help me out with his car. Again, went down to Autobahn and bought a paint can matched to the original color, buffed the car, gave it a full service. It wasn't running when we picked it up, but after changing the fuel filter and playing around with a few settings on the carby, throwing in a new battery, we got this car running. There was a bit of surface rust in the firewall of the car, so we brought that back to bare metal, rust converted it, hit it with some primer, and painted it again, bringing it up to scratch. This car got listed for $8,500. Again, inbox flooded, bought sight unseen from a guy in Queensland who transferred over full money, $8,500, and then got the car shipped to Queensland and was very happy. As you can see, the before and after shots of this car, what a difference. It's amazing what presentation and a little bit of work can do. A total profit of $6,565. Question, have I started to G you up to flip a car? It is quite risky. You don't know what you're in for when you're buying a car, so it's important to know what you're looking at. Thoroughly check over the vehicle, under the vehicle, the oils, the condition, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can get stuck with it and it'll end up costing you money in the long run. So in conclusion, finding the right deal is the most important thing. If you're not buying into the car for cheap and that it's a quick and easy fix, there's no point even bothering. If you're buying a car with a major issue and you don't have the ability to fix it, then you're wasting your time. If you cannot see a vision for the car and its final destination, then it's going to be hard also. Presentation and obviously mechanic function is the most important things. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money on a car that's not functioning and working properly. And one place to find the best bargains is in the classic cars, the older stuff that some people have neglected, that just needs a bit of maintenance, a bit of paint rejuvenation, some better photos, a great ad description, and you can make a few dollars on the side. Let me know in the comments if you've flipped any cars and how much money you've made. And hopefully you've got some motivation from this video that will enable you to go ahead, buy a car, fix it up a little bit, take some better photos, list it online, and make some extra profits. Consider subscribing if you like this video and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.